Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm AJ Rivera.
And I'm Sydney Sims.
The Opelika Police Division has found missing 17-year-old girl Cheyenne Brown.
Cheyenne was found safe after being reported missing last Saturday, February 1st, after she was last seen Saturday night after the Opelika High School choir trip.
Auburn University announced last Friday that it will be temporarily suspending all university travel to China for students, faculty, and staff due to concerns of the spread of the coronavirus, as the virus's death toll has now reached almost 700. Faculty, staff, and students who have returned from China within the past 2 weeks or have been exposed to someone who is sick and returned from China within the past 2 weeks are encouraged to visit the university medical clinic.
Students who feel they may be experiencing symptoms or have been exposed to the coronavirus are asked to call the medical clinic. Symptoms of the coronavirus are similar to the flu, such as fever, coughing, and difficulty breathing. Auburn Intern President Jay Gooch said our highest priority is the safety and well-being of our campus community. We are taking these steps out of an abundance of caution.
The McDonald's on South College Street was closed for a few days after a fire last Wednesday morning.
Eyewitnesses saw smoke coming from the building around 11 a.m. Wednesday morning, and it looked like they were evacuating workers and guests.
According to Auburn fire crews, it's believed the flames started near the fryer in the kitchen. Fire officials said the fire was still burning when crews arrived at the scene at around 11. Firefighters were able to quickly contain the fire and no injuries were reported. The Auburn Theater Department is putting on Bring It On the Musical. The musical, based on the popular film series, transports audiences to the fierce rivalries, potent politics, and high drama of the cutthroat world of competitive high school cheerleading.
The musical will feature music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, the genius behind the hit musical Hamilton, and will be at the Telfair Peet Theater starting this Friday, February 13th, and will run through the 20th.
The musical will also feature Talk Back Thursday on February 20th, where the audience can engage in discussion around the performance and learn more about the production. This year's 2020 Diversity Promising Practices Conference at Auburn University will feature one of Twitter's biggest thought leaders. Candy Castleberry Singleton, Vice President of Diversity, Partnership, Strategy, and Engagement for Twitter, will be the keynote speaker for the annual conference, which is set to start tonight, February 10th, and continue tomorrow at the hotel at Auburn University and Dixon Conference Center.
The conference will focus on a theme of an inspired pathway pursuing leadership, intelligence through inclusion. The conference is designed to equip those in attendance with effective diversity and inclusion practices. Singleton's focus at Twitter involves her partnering with external organizations to help advance collaboration and inclusivity through the industry and the community as a whole.
Taft Phi Benson Clayton, Auburn University's Associate Provost and Vice President for Inclusion and Diversity, said, "We are thrilled to have such an outstanding industry leader speak to our conference attendees to empower organizations with effective strategies in embracing inclusive and diverse environments." We'll be back with more after this. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I've taken 25 selfies in the last 10 minutes.
26.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
And we are back with our friends from Dance Marathon. With us today is Dance Marathon's Vice President of Marketing, Casey Hines, and Director of Public Relations, Melanie Vinalek. So, just what is Dance Marathon?
So Dance Marathon is a year-long fundraising event where we raise money for Children's Miracle Network Hospital and so our local hospitals in Columbus, Georgia, and then it all kind of accumulates into our main event, which is this Saturday.
Got you. So what is the main event, the big event?
So main event, it's kind of a culmination of our year-long fundraising efforts, and it celebrates the kids and the families and our hospital that we fundraise for. So we have a lot going on this year. It's in the Student Center Ballroom, and we're going to have silent disco and cornhole tournament and just a bunch of games and different things to get people excited for the day.
Awesome. So how do people sign up for this main event?
So the easiest way that you can sign up is go to aub.ie/FTK, and that'll take you straight to our registration link where you can either donate if you can't come to main event or to register as a participant.
Got you. So how can people be involved with Dance Marathon?
So there's a lot of ways that you can be involved. You can post all over social media. We create so many graphics for not only staff, but for all participants to use and get them excited. And you can just be as involved as you want to be. So during the day, it's a 14-hour event, and you can stay as long as you want. We would love for you to stay the full 14 hours, but it's really what you make of it, and so we're really excited to see everyone there this weekend.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys would like to add?
Just that we're so excited for the event. We, like Molly said, have so many cool things that we're doing this year that we haven't before. So we're doing a cornhole tournament and a Super Smash Bros tournament, and we have like kids from the hospital come and speak and like kind of tell their story. And so it's really cool for people who don't know what it is, just to like come and see, and then hopefully come again next year.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back with more news after this.
My parents weren't fluent in English, so in school, I had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last Friday, FBI Deputy Director David L. Bodick visited Auburn and spoke about expanding outreach as well as pursuing partnerships with Auburn University.
During his campus visit, Bodick signed a memorandum of understanding with Auburn that will aim to help address the demand for a larger future workforce trained in STEM and foreign language. Bodick called on students to serve their country, whether in the FBI or in another way. The FBI has just made $1 billion investment to build a state-of-the-art campus in Huntsville that will involve moving over 1,000 FBI employees from Washington, D.C., and potentially adding thousands of additional jobs.
The new partnership will be mutually beneficial through the sharing of information and technologies between the agency and the university. The university will also help to educate and train Bureau employees. A quarry that is being proposed just north of Opelika is causing major concerns for residents and city leaders. The proposed location is on County Road 168, just off of US 431. But dozens of people are speaking out against the quarry, citing concerns about air and water quality.
Creekwood Resources, a company based out of Florence, submitted applications for air and national pollutant discharge elimination system permits. The permits would enable the company to release select pollutants into local waters, with limits placed on how often it could be done. This poses a threat to Saugachee Lake and the surrounding areas.
The public campaign against the quarry is gaining support. Residents have been posting yard signs outside of their homes and along streets downtown. The Gogue Performing Arts Center welcomes 2 hit Broadway musicals this month with Rent and Waitress.
Rent is a Tony Award-winning musical that follows a year in the life of 7 artists struggling to find their way in New York City in the height of the HIV/AIDS epidemic of the 1980s. In celebration of their 20th anniversary tour, Rent is coming to the Gogue February 18th through the 19th.
Waitress is a Tony-nominated musical based on the 2007 movie of the same title. Waitress tells the story of Jenna Hunterson, a pie maker who dreams of a way out of her small town. Waitress will be in the Gogue February 25th through the 26th.
All shows start at 7:30 and tickets are now available on the Gogue website and box office.
In further affirmation of its land-grant mission to better the community, Auburn University has again achieved an outreach milestone with the recent renewal of its Carnegie Foundation Community Engagement Classification through 2026.
The designation recognizes the impact of Auburn's outreach mission through its community engagement. Auburn has held its engagement classification continuously since 2010 and received renewal of the designation following a year-long application process led by the Division of University Outreach Office of Public Service.
Jay Gouge, interim president of Auburn University, said we're honored to hold this national recognition for our outreach and community engagement. And outreach is a defining aspect of our land-grant heritage, and this classification reflects Auburn's significant commitment to serving the public in Alabama and beyond.
Universities considered for Carnegie's Community Engagement designation must complete a rigorous application process assessing institutional support for engagement, community partnership, and student activities. In order to be selected for the classification, institutions must demonstrate sustained community engagement aligned among mission, culture, leadership, policies, administration, and resources.
Auburn's largest free outdoor festival, CityFest, is coming up, and they are looking for volunteers. Auburn's 20th annual CityFest is a day full of live music, arts and crafts, exhibitors, vendors, children's activities, and more. The festival will be held on Saturday, April 25th at Kiesel Park from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
The Auburn CityFest Committee is looking for individuals, groups, and service organizations to help make this year the best yet. CityFest has been successful for the past 19 years because of the community's willingness to help make the festival special.
Volunteers can do a lot to help out, including setting up tents and tables for vendors, attending the children's stations, and managing crowds. Volunteers will earn community service hours along with lunch and a free t-shirt.
Volunteer applications can be found at auburncityfest.com/volunteer and must be turned in by Tuesday, April 21st.
This week's Pet of the Week is Sahara. Sahara is a beautiful black 3-year-old puppy searching far and wide for her new family. She loves to play with anyone and is so loyal she'll never desert you.
Sahara is vaccinated and microchipped. Come by today and let this desert flower bloom in your heart. We'll be back for more after this.
Your girls have been with you through every moment. But how well do you know them?
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
The Auburn Board of Trustees has unanimously approved a request from the Athletics Department to commission statues of 3 Auburn football greats, Cliff Hare, Ralph Shug Jordan, and Pat Dye.
Auburn Athletics Director Alan Green said, "We are appreciative of the Boards of Trustees' approval to recognize and honor the greatness of Cliff Hare, Shug Jordan, and Pat Dye. Each made immeasurable and endless contributions that have made Auburn such a special place, and we look forward to honoring them."
Cliff Hare was a member of Auburn University's first football team, and he had a long-reaching impact as he was involved in teaching, athletics, mentoring, and countless other efforts to improve his community.
Ralph Shug Jordan is known for having the most wins in Auburn football history during his time as head football coach. Pat Dye served Auburn University for years as both head football coach and Auburn's athletic director. Dye's accomplishments during this time are firmly rooted in the university's history, as under his leadership, Auburn won 4 SEC championships.
That's all that we have for you tonight. Keep up with all the latest Auburn news throughout the week by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Eagle Eye TV. I'm AJ Rivera.
And I'm Sydney Sims. Thanks for joining us, and War Eagle.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?